I wish we had better communication between up and down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, to Wildwood Park and the 2022 U19 American Legion State Tournament. The final game of our evening will feature the guest team, Sheboygan Legion team, coached by Steve Goes, against the home team, Genoa City, coached by Michael Tika. At this time, I'd like to introduce the starting lineups. First, for the visiting Sheboygan team. At shortstop, number 1, Alex Ames. At first base, number 10, Caleb Somm. At center field, number 7, Nick Herzog. Catching, number 15, Ian Mary. At second base, number 16, Dana Nikolai. In right field, number 12, Ty Voigt. At third base, number 14, Cooper Damrow. Designated hitter, number 21, Kyle Wiesner. At left field, number 17, Gage Hibelink. And pitching, number 19, Tyler Shesso. I wish those guys would go out on the field.
They're waiting for the first pitch.
At this time, I'd like to do a ceremonial first pitch. Representing Meyer, Mr. Aaron Holstead. I forgot about them. Meyer Foods is the major corporate sponsor of this year's state tournament. From the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street, Meyer is a proud sponsor of local sports teams across the Midwest. Whenever you shop Meyer, you help support your community, including local sports teams, museums, food pantries, and more. You support the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little, and hundreds of local sports teams across Wisconsin. And now for the starting lineup for the home team, Genoa City. At shortstop, number 6, Clinton Cerna. Catching, number 42, Will Coons. Pitching, number 5, Clayton Cerna. At third base, number 3, Jake Hurstowski. Center field, number 17, Jackson Tika. Left field, number 23, Oli Hansen. At first base, number 4, Chase Goodwin. At second base, number 8, Briggs Kafer. And in right field, number 24, Jake Goss. And the rest of the Genoa City team. At this time, have the American Legion Baseball Code of Sportsmanship. Players, please repeat after me. I will keep the rules. Keep faith with my teammates. Keep my temper. Keep myself fit. Keep a stout heart in defeat. Keep my pride in victory. Keep a sound soul, a clean mind, and a healthy body. Other teams that are present tonight, could you please take your place along the baselines? DePere, come on out. Marshfield and Fond du Lac. Fond du Lac team. and Marshfield. The American Legion is the largest wartime veteran service organization aimed at bringing patriotism across the United States through community service and devotion to mutual helpfulness. Their vision is Veterans Strengthening America. One way they do that is through the sponsorship of youth baseball. Tonight, we thank our veterans for their service to the United States and the support of such events. Please welcome to the field the American Legion Post 83 Color Guard as they present our colors. To honor America and those defending our freedoms, we ask those who have not yet stood to please stand, remove your hats and headwear, place your hand over your heart for the singing of our national anthem by Kelly Immel.
Our fourth and final game of opening day action here at the Legion State Tournament is sponsored by Meyer Foods. From the biggest stadiums in the state to familiar fields down the street, Meyer is a proud sponsor of local sports teams across the Midwest. Whenever you shop Meyer, you help support your community, including local sports teams, museums, food pantries, and more. You support the biggest of big games to the littlest of the little and hundreds of local sports teams across Wisconsin. That makes up everything for our final day of action. In case you are just joining us for the Sheboygan game, as you see coaches getting pictures down below. We saw 3 games happen earlier today. Manitowoc beat Middleton. They walked them off 3-2 thanks to 2 Middleton errors in the bottom half of the 7th. Game number 2 was quite the opposite. It was a 14-3 win for Eau Claire over Marshfield. They ended up getting that over 10 runs in the final 7th inning, so that went all 7. It was not a run rule game, and we just saw De Pere defeat Fond du Lac 2-1. De Pere led that game 1-0. Fond du Lac tied it up at 1. We were even at 1 for the longest time until the top of the 6th. De Pere made a 2-1 lead that Fond du Lac could never come back from. So tomorrow, you'll be seeing them across the bottom of your screen. We know in the 11 o'clock game, game number 5, Middleton will be playing Fond du Lac, and we know that after them, Marshfield will be playing the loser of this one. So either Sheboygan or Genoa City will be playing Marshfield at 1:45. The 4:30 game tomorrow is set in stone. Manitowoc and De Pere will be doing battle, 2 of the top teams in this tournament. And then at 7:15, the night game, Sheboygan could be playing in it once again. If they're able to get past Genoa City, they would play Eau Claire. So the winner plays Eau Claire at 7:15 tomorrow night. Let's go over the starting lineups here for Sheboygan. Sheboygan, while they did host the tournament, they lost the coin toss. They are the visitor in this game here tonight. Sheboygan is led off by their shortstop, number 1, Alex Amos. First base, number 10, Caleb Salm. In center field is number 7, Nick Herzog. Doing the catching is number 15, Ian Mary. Over at second base is number 16, Dane Nikolai. In right field, number 12, Ty Voigt. Playing third base, number 14, Cooper Damrow. Sheboygan has their DH at the 8th spot. That's going to be number 21, Kyle Wesner. And then in left field is number 17, Gage Hilbernick, and that lines up the lineup for Sheboygan. They're batting. Tyler Schusel will be doing the pitching for Sheboygan, but as we focus on Genoa City, Clayton Cerna will be doing the pitching for Genoa City, and their defense is as followed. Will Coons will be catching. Chase Goodwin is over at first base. Briggs Kefar is at second. At third base is Jake Hrosowski. At shortstop is going to be Clinton Cerna, and the outfield left to right, Ole Hansen, Jackson Taisha, and then in right field is Jake Ghost. That makes up the lineup for Genoa City defensively. We'll go over their hitting lineup when we get to the bottom half of the first, just a few minutes late for our scheduled 7:45 first pitch, and that is that here as we get ready to go.
You know, when you consider how far back we got time-wise after that second game, we've actually done quite well to catch up to almost within 5 minutes of the start time of this game.
You can thank De Pere, and you can take Fond du Lac for that happening in their 2-1 game. That didn't take as long. Let's talk about how these two teams got here. As for Sheboygan, they're the hosts, so they got in no matter what. However, they did play in Region 4. They went 0-2 in that Green Bay region. They lost to the second De Pere team. That is not the De Pere team that's in this tournament this weekend. And they also lost to Green Bay Southwest. So they lost 7-6 and 5-4. They lost close, which is a good sign at least for all the Sheboygan fans out there. And they were ranked 5th in the Class AAA rankings that was last updated on the 17th. Even with a 15-12 record, they were ranked 5th. Let's look at Genoa City. They had to play 4 games, and this is interesting. They beat Heartland 8-3. They beat Germantown 3-2, but them and Germantown got awful familiar with one another. Germantown from the losers bracket beat Genoa City 13-3, and then Genoa City turned it around immediately after beating Germantown 1-0. So that's quite a swing of how things went down. But Genoa City won Region 7, which was held in Genoa City. So it gave them a bit of an advantage there. And here we are all set to go. Sheboygan comes into this game with a 15-14 Legion record, just 1 game above 500. Genoa City 12-17, under 500 by 5 games, but they won the region that they hosted, and that grants them access to the state tournament here from Wildwood Park.
That victory over Germantown by Genoa City was very impressive. Germantown has a very strong program. You could see that in the game they had won, but when you get to baseball, if you can throw out a guy that's dominating, he can shut the other team down, and that's what happened in that 1-0 win by Genoa City.
Jordan Lorenz here with Mike Martin, who you just heard from, as the first pitch of the game by Alex Ames is fouled back off. Clayton Cerna doing the pitching for Genoa City. Second pitch coming and left it down low.
Umpires for this game, Larry Holshoe is behind home plate. John Balo is over at first, and Paul Grauman is over at third base.
Big swing and a miss.
Our game time weather report, game time temperature 72 degrees. The skies are mostly clear, and the wind is blowing out to left field.
As it has been mostly all day long. The pitch breaking, just missed outside to even it up at 2. Two balls, 2 strikes. To Alex Ames, shortstop for Sheboygan. Caleb Salm on deck. Hits this one out into left field. That's going to be extra bases. Up and over the head of the left fielder it goes, and what a way to lead it off. Hustling into second for a stand-up double.
Hansen was not playing very deep. Matter of fact, he was pretty shallow. There was no way he was going to catch up with that ball. What Ole did do well was get to it and get it back in, holding Ames to only a double.
Ames was running, that's for sure. He was sprinting his heart out. And here we are now with Salm, Sheboygan's first baseman, and strike 1 on the outside.
Caleb Salm attends Oostburg High School.
Make it now 0-2 right out of the gate. Ames was in a similar situation and pounded one into left field. See what Salm can do on this next pitch. Breaking just missed again outside. Home plate umpire hasn't been a fan of that outside pitch. We'll see if that continues throughout. Way down low and going to advance all the way to third. On the wild pitch, Sheboygan sitting pretty to start. Nerves going for Clayton Cerna at this point.
Infield is deep, especially at shortstop. Second baseman is about halfway, but a ground ball to the infield could score a run.
Goes down on strikes. I was looking, Cerna's actually listed as a outfielder. They don't even have him listed as a pitcher as he gets the first strikeout.
Herzog attends North High School. I'm surprised he's not at shortstop because he played a very strong shortstop for North High.
And there's an RBI bump right out of the gate. 1-0 Sheboygan leads. Herzog with the RBI single to send Amos across.
Good start for Sheboygan. And there's a large contingent of Sheboygan fans in the park to see the Sheboygan Legion team play.
It's the loudest it's been here all along.
Big time.
Ian Mary, the cleanup man, with 1 on, 1 out. Throw back to first.
Herzog is a fast runner, too. He could steal a base.
He is going, but they're popping it up back foul. He'll have to retreat.
Dan Nikolai, the Sheboygan second baseman, waiting on deck.
See if he can get on base. A double play would help that. Next pitch in there for strike 2.
Well, that looked like a good pitch to hit. I think Mary would like to have that pitch again.
Some of the Ace fans chirping early on as it's now 0-2 to Mary. And down the third base line, stays fair. This is going to do some damage. Waving the runner around third, now holding him up. And that'll be a double. Runners now on second and third for Sheboygan.
Great piece of hitting by Mary, pulling that ball right down the third baseline. Rutkowski not able to get to that ball.
Dane Nikolai with a ball just outside. Nikolai with runners on second and third and one out. Good lead at second for Ian Mary. He's looking to score on a base hit. This one back out into left field. Will it be deep enough? Certainly doesn't seem like it will be. If they even catch it, they do make the catch, but holding up at third base. No sac fly, unfortunate for Sheboygan.
Not deep enough. Hansen made a nice catch and then got it in immediately, not waiting around, which is the right way to do it.
Voigt will now have 2 on and 2 out as they inspect the ball, and the umpire says, no, we're good to go.
Home plate umpire calling time. Trying to get, I think he's trying to get Ian Mary's attention. You know, the ball's not in play. Take your, there we go. See the umpire signal out to the pitcher, putting the ball in play.
Swinging and a miss from Voigt. Missed badly, the right fielder of Sheboygan. They already lead 1-0. They got a chance to make it a few more. There you see on third base is Herzog. Next pitch. Left it just inside, did Cerna.
When you think about it, Sheboygan had runners on second and third and only 1 out and a run in. Now they need a clutch 2-out hit to get some more runs.
If Genoa City gets out of this inning only down 1 run, it would be a miracle. Now that ball is stuck, and they're going to be in a double pickle of sorts. Then now going back home, this is a tough spot to be in, and covering the bag. Did he get the tag on? Yes, indeed he did. Genoa City only gives up a run. A real tough play for Sheboygan. They leave him stranded in an unfortunate, just odd situation to end the top half of the first. Cerna with 19 pitches in that first inning. Could have been a whole lot worse, but some poor base running ended things in the top half of the first. Let's go over the lineup for Genoa City. They'll be led off by their shortstop, Clinton Cerna, I should say. That's actually the Clayton is the Cerna who is pitching. And catching is batting second, number 42, Will Coons. Clayton Cerna is number 3 in the lineup. Remember, this is that Genoa City squad with only 11 guys listed on their roster that they supplied us. Jake Herskowski at third base. He is the number 3. And the cleanup hitter, batting fifth, is the center fielder, number 17, Jackson Taisha. In left field, number 23, Ole Hansen. First base, number 7, Chase Goodwin. Second baseman, number 8, Briggs Kafer. And in right field, number 24, Jake Gauss. And that makes up the lineup here. And doing the pitching is going to be Tyler Schuso. Tika. So we'll see what Clinton Cerna is able to do. Clinton and Clayton Cerna, as Sheboygan has a visit at the mound and will be all set to go. Schuso getting ready to pitch.
Tyler Seshaw is one of Sheboygan North's better pitchers throughout the season. Competition gets a little tougher when you get to Legion Ball, and we are not provided any stats by any team for this event. So we don't know how Tyler's been doing throughout the season, but you got to imagine he's starting the first game of the tournament. He's one of their better guys.
think he had a few nerves. He gets strike one there, but a few of those pitches and warm-ups were missing the mark.
Did you notice Cerna? When he was warming up, he was really all over the place, and he came out okay in that first inning. Yeah, we're going to keep an eye on those Cerna guys. You know, we got Clint at short and Clayton on the mound.
Swing and a miss. Clinton goes down 1-2. Sheboygan with 3 hits in the first inning. Only 1 run to show for it.
Not only more fans than the stands for this Sheboygan Ball Club, but also we've got a number of the teams that have played earlier today in the stands also watching. And a very nice opening ceremony for this state tournament.
2-2 after they checked down to the third base umpire. He said no, he did not go. And the 2-2 pitch misses out. Will Coons and Clayton Cerna coming up here in the inning. And full count pitch. Clocked it back foul to stay alive. We've been tracking pitch clock, or pitch count, I should say, all day long. And 19 for Clayton Cerna. Not the best if you want to go the whole distance with your 105. See if he can recover, and there is a 6-pitch walk right out of the gate to Clinton.
Coons made an awesome throw down to second to pick Mary off of second base, and then when he was caught in the rundown, Herzog attempted to score from third, and he got in a rundown. He was the one they got out at the plate for the third out.
Certainly didn't help his buddy Herzog as he was stuck running home. Just a real odd way to end the first. Just got a piece of that
Very
one as he
strange,
fouls it off.
and you hit the nail right on the head when you mentioned about Mary doing not a good job of base running.
Genoa City seems like a team that doesn't use their baseball gloves. 0 for 2 so far, no one wearing gloves. And it looks like Clayton doesn't use them either.
Clint Cerna, the runner on first, who led off the first inning for Genoa City with a walk, is taking about a 2-step lead.
It's not a whole lot, as you could see at your home screen. Next pitch, that one gets down in the dirt, and a wild pitch going to advance him. Not an ideal start for Sheboygan.
No, they're threatening to give up their 1-0 lead right away in the bottom of the first.
Let's go over them defensively. Doing the catching for Shuso is Ian Mary. Over at first base is Caleb Salm. Dane Nikolai at second. Cooper Damrow at third. Alex Ames at shortstop in the outfield. As that pitch misses in to make it actually hit him. All right, so instead of the 3-1 count, runners on first and second, as I was saying, the outfield left to right for Sheboygan. Hilbank, Herzog, and Voigt.
We're going to have to pay a little bit of attention, Jordan, because there's a Wyatt Hilbelink who's not starting the ball game, and then there's Gage Hilbelink who's out in left field.
Get those two figured out.
Yeah, just like the Cerna boys on Genoa City, we got to worry about the Hilbelinks on Sheboygan.
Strike comes into the opposing pitcher, Clayton.
Shusso trying to work out of trouble.
He's got runners on first and second, no one out, but gets ahead 0-2 to Clayton.
Infield is deep for Sheboygan. They're looking for the double play. Not expecting a bunt now.
Hits this one up high in the air and moving in center fielder. Now left fielder coming in and finally making the catch in center field is Nick Herzog.
Herzog is really fast, and he didn't have any trouble catching up to that fly ball.
Third baseman number 3, Jake
Herstowski, the first of the Genoa City boys to wear baseball batting gloves, I should say. Yeah, 1, 2, 3 in the lineup. No batting gloves. Double play would end it. And even though no hits have been given up, it's been trouble so far for Shuso. First pitch coming. Left it down in the dirt. Jackson Tisha on deck. See if he's able to get on or not. Remember what it was like in the top of the first, and now a hush at the crowd.
Yeah, they're not quite as excited, are they?
Big swing and a miss, gets an applause.
Well, Shesow's got a good fastball, and he can blow it by people. I'd expect him to have a few strikeouts along the way.
1-1 pitch, big swing and a miss by Rostowski. Count goes to 1-2. Gonna take time real quick, regroup.
Be a real nice pick-me-up for Sheboygan if they could get out of this jam without a run scoring and hopefully build on their 1-0 lead.
Nothing more deflating than getting a lead than not being able to keep it, and rung him up on strikes. Rostowski goes down looking for the first K.
Jackson Tika up next. Jackson is the center fielder. Hey, one nice thing about having those guys on first and second, you got to force at any base.
First, second, third, wherever you want to go. Tika the 5-hitter. Strike call. Got him 0-1. Still no hits given up against Sheboygan. Genoa City looking for their first, which could tie it up.
Herzog not very deep in center field. And out in left field, Gage Hilbelink is not very deep either. And Ty Voigt out in right is probably the shallowest of the three.
Count is 1-1. Next pitch to Tika, swing and a miss. One strike away. A leadoff walk and then a hit by pitch. Might be all for naught. One and two pitch. Gets it back, foul, just barely staying alive. The De Pere Legion team sitting off to our right. They will be playing Manitowoc tomorrow. So not like they'll be playing either of these teams anytime soon, but they're still hanging out for the festivities.
Action tomorrow starts at 11 o'clock.
Once again, the count is 1-2. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts to end it. Got in danger. Two leadoff batters were on, but a fly out, strikeout looking, and a strikeout swinging sends us to the second inning. Sheboygan leading 1-0. Pitch count through 1 inning for Shuso is at 23, so getting up there a bit already. 105 is the magic number. 105 pitches you can throw in a day. That's the maximum, and if you do throw that, you're basically out the rest of the tournament as you got to sit 4 days. We're going to resume in at bat with Ty Voigt. He gets a fresh start at the plate.
Ty had a chance for 2 RBIs, and now he's coming up after that pickoff to lead off the inning.
Wasn't his fault, but it got taken away from him as he gets a foul ball right in and out of the hand of the first base coach.
Tyler Zietz, I believe that is, over there. Steve Goes over on the third base coaching line.
Who's the head coach, and then you got Zietz and Cameron Meyer as assistants for Sheboygan. Genoa City managed by Michael Tika. Count goes to 1-1. Final game for today. We'll have 4 tomorrow, 3 Thursday, 2 Friday, and 1 potentially 2 on Saturday. Sheboygan had a 3-hit first inning, but they're going to need a more than 1 run, you'd think, to hold on to this game as the count goes to 3-1.
Cerna having a little bit of trouble. He gave up 3 hits in the first inning. Now he's threatening to give up a walk here.
That was his 25th pitch, and it just got in for a strike. We don't quite know the pitching depth of a team like Genoa City when you only bring 11 guys. Swing and a miss, strike 3. When you only bring 11, who knows how many of them could be primary go-to pitchers. You'd have to assume over half.
You know what I think? They brought 11 guys. They're all on the pitching staff.
Damrow, the third baseman, getting his first at-bat.
Damrow, a Howards Grove kid, coming over to Sheboygan to play Legion ball. The Tigers out at Howards Grove have a real nice baseball program over the years.
I was thinking of their volleyball program that just won state again.
Yeah, girls basketball is awesome the last few years.
1-1 count to Damrow. Swing and a miss. Bat nearly came out of his hands as he wears the stirrups. It's a 1-2 count. Sheboygan looking to avoid back-to-back strikeouts. And that one clocked down the first baseline, foul.
You look over at Sheboygan's dugout, you see all the bodies over there. Of course, they're batting. You look over at Genoa City, there's nobody over there. Maybe a coach.
One-two count, the next pitch. Missed outside.
Good eye by Damrow. Kyle Wiesner waiting, the DH, batting in the A spot for Sheboygan.
Hits this one out into right, and that is going to be caught. Jumping effort out there in right field, able to make the catch is Jake Gauze. That's a big play.
He looked pretty good out there. I mean, he retreated nicely and stuck his glove up and made the catch. Nice play.
Wiesner with a chance to stop a 1-2-3 top half of the second from happening. It all starts here. First pitch swinging and got nothing but air.
Wiesner played a lot of third base for Sheboygan North during the spring season. DHing, of course, in this ball game.
It'll be Gage Hilbelink due up next in the 9-hole if Wiesner's able to reach. Hits this one up way high in the air. See if they're able to get to it. Out of play it goes.
2 of those today. What did we say? Maybe 2 of those all season. Now we've had 2
we
in
haven't
the
had
tournament.
many big bangers.
The big bangers.
A lot more kids in the house to go chase them now. 1-2 the count. Sheboygan down to their final strike of the inning.
Oh.
Oh boy, nasty, nasty breaking pitch from Clayton Cerna. As we head to the bottom half, Sheboygan maintains their 1-0 lead.
Ole Hansen's going to lead it off.
Yeah, how about it? 36 pitches for Clayton Cerna in the first 2 innings. That's about 18 an inning, which is not ideal.
It's not too bad, though.
Not too bad.
Trouble is, I think in a situation like this, you're more likely to get a big pitch inning than you are to get a low pitch inning. So being a little bit above the average is, like you said, it's not ideal. You're probably going to wind up getting that average up more likely than you would be to get it down.
Hansen, the left fielder. Just missed. Just missed below. Makes it 2-0. The first inning ended with back-to-back strikeouts. Just missed there as well. Goodwin and Kafer do up, coming up in the bottom half. Count is 3-0, not a great start.
I was just gonna say Schessel's looking to get a few less pitches this inning, but not looking good right now.
At pitch number 27, and it stays up for a 4-pitch walk the exact same way he started the first inning. First inning wasn't a 4-pitch walk, but it was a walk nonetheless. No hits given up so far, but a walk and a hit by pitch. Saw Genoa City threaten in the first. Goodwin, the first baseman. You don't see a first baseman batting 7th a whole lot. Takes strike 1.
Damrow over at third base for Sheboygan is on the edge of the grass, looking for a possible bunt.
On the 0-1, the next pitch. Hit out towards center field, and going to have to run up and get it, but able to do so rather easily is Herzog. Second fly out to his region of the ballpark.
Nick not only has good speed, which helps him to play center field, but he also has a very fine throwing arm.
Okay, for the next batter with 1 out in the inning. Double play would help the pitch count of Chusseau. Oh boy, that's not a double play ball. That's cracked back into left field, and in front of the fence it goes. Will they be sending the runner all the way around? They're going to hold him up at third. A big-time double puts them on second and third for Genoa City.
Gage Hilbelink, was up like he'd been in the previous inning, and he got burned by that hit, obviously. That ball was smoked. Matter of fact, it was hit so hard, the man on first, Hansen, could only advance to third.
We're going to have a new hitter already in the ball game for Genoa City. That's going to be number Tien.
One of their 2 subs. But now keep in mind, even though they're pinch hitting for Gauss, he still has a re-enter possibility.
So Garrett Luoma, cross out what you had for Jake. Big time situation on first and second. Garrett Luoma. Takes a strike. Maybe opting for a little more power or something like that down in the lineup. An interesting change that we don't see all too often.
Not this early, especially when you only have 11 players on your roster.
The 1 pitch, big swing and a miss. Looking for it all. Can't get it in one swing of the bat. Count goes to 0-2.
Infield definitely not in for Sheboygan. They're playing about halfway. I think anything hit sharply to the infielders, they'll be able to look that runner back.
Hinton at third, Kafer at second. The 0-2 pitch stays high.
Ian Mary, the Sheboygan catcher, he does well behind the plate. He blocks the ball good, has a nice throwing arm.
1-2, here it comes. Just somehow got a piece of that. Don't know how he did, but he's staying alive. That was Genoa City's first hit of the game, that double by Briggs Kafer. It's up to Garrett Luoma now, pinch hitting in the 9-hole.
Shusso trying to get a strikeout.
Would be his third of the game, and he gets it here. Rung him up on strikes. Luoma nods, agrees, he'll head off. That's a big timeout. Back to the top of the lineup with one of the Cernas. There are 2 outs, and once again, Genoa City has the potential to leave 2 stranded.
They left 2 on base in the first inning, threatening to do the same here in the second.
Gonna step off.
Yeah, they're going to talk over the signs, and maybe they'll change things up a little bit with the runner on second base. You certainly don't want that runner to transfer or relay the sign to the batter.
Big time atmosphere for this game, even though we're only in the second inning.
State tournament action, American Legion AAA.
Double
Tournament.
elimination, so if you lose this one, you aren't done. You're just going to have to fight your way back. Count goes to 1-0. Here in the bottom half of the second. Left that one low as well. Good eye by Clinton Cerna, who did walk in his first at-bat.
You know, walk isn't the worst thing in the world because it does then allow you a force at any base, but you're asking for trouble putting a lot of runners on base, and
You're asking for trouble with your pitch count as well. Schisso came in with 23.
yeah, he's going to have a lot this inning too.
3-0, good stop behind the plate, able to keep that one afloat. Ian Mary saves a potential run from coming across.
Clint Cerna, the Genoa City shortstop.
Big 3-0 pitch, and he walked him on 4 straight. Not the worst case scenario. You don't want to give him anything to hit on 3-0, especially with 2 guys on. That brings up Will Coons, who got hit by a pitch in his first AB last inning.
Tyler Zietz going to walk out and talk to Tyler Shusso. Talk over the situation. You know what I'd tell him? Throw strikes. You got it.
That's pretty awesome.
By the way, Jordan, do you know what the best pitch in baseball is?
Fastball.
Strike 1.
It's definitely a fastball. Big thank you to Meyer Foods for sponsoring not only this game, but throughout the entire tournament. From the biggest stadiums in the state, the familiar fields down the street, Meyer's a proud sponsor of local sports teams across the Midwest. Whenever you shop Meijer, you help support your community, including local sports teams, museums, food pantries, and more. You support the biggest of big games, the littlest of the little, and hundreds of local sports teams across Wisconsin. Miesfeld's Trivia, we got 2 questions coming up.
Just going to throw out that tease. They're going to have to wait until the 4th and 5th inning for our 2 trivia questions for this ball game.
Good strike. That's exactly what you want. Or they can come down to the ballpark and watch the game. How's that sound?
They could come up. We tell them what the question is, and they can try and answer it.
Sure, that'll work.
Actually, I could stand right in front of the window here. I could yell it out to them.
It's even better than more people are here. 0-1 and another good stop.
Mary saving a run there.
One and one with runners on first, second, and third. Ticked it into the zone. Strike 2. Big one. Chuso 1 strike away. Struck out Luoma just 2 batters ago. That was his 3rd strikeout, looking for his 4th, and he got it. The score remains 1-0. 5 runners left on base for Genoa City in the first 2 innings. Not a recipe for success as you trail 1-0. All set to go here in the 3rd inning. Gage Hilbelink will be getting his first at-bat of the game. Defensive substitution. Garrett Loma just assumes the right field positions that Jake Gauss was originally intended to do, but with the pinch hit, they just flip-flopped. And we do have an update. Chuso only threw 20 pitches in that inning, surprisingly. He's at 43.
Yeah, we talked about the Hilbelinks on Sheboygan's Legion team. Gage, the kid that's going to bat now, is from Oostburg. Wyatt, who's a substitute on the bench, is from Sheboygan South. So apparently not brothers.
No. Apparently not. First pitch misses for a ball. And Sheboygan going to look to do something after a 1-2-3 top half of the second. Completely different than how they fared in the first inning.
Cerna, as he pitches into this 3rd inning, does have 3 strikeouts so far.
Swana golfed out into left field, keeps on carrying back, and it's going to make it somehow hits the ground, and it's a double. The ball's just kept carrying out to left field, and there was no play for Hansen.
I'll tell you, the way he retreated on that, I thought he made the catch.
Me too.
I thought he just was running back and made the catch over his shoulder.
And then I saw him keep running, and I was like, wait a minute.
Well, and the reason he kept running is because he didn't catch it.
Exactly. That's when I had to rethink things.
It's pretty nice when you have your number 9 hitter leading off the inning with a double.
First extra base hit since Ian Mary's double back in the first.
And Ames doubled to lead off the game.
Trio of doubles as Ames takes a delayed strike call. It's 1-1. Ames did end up scoring. He's got that only run of the game so far.
It's early in the game, I know, but when you've left 5 runners on in 2 innings, that's not a good sign for Genoa City. And now a wild pitch, or what? I don't know. Could almost be a wild pitch or a pass ball. What do you think? Wild pitch, pass ball, Scott. Pass ball? Okay.
We got a bunch of PBs. CJ, wild pitch, right? Oh, okay. The left fielder, Ole Hansen.
Another nice breaking pitch by Cerna. He's had that pitch working for him so far.
It's 2-2 now. Caleb Salm, he struck out in the first. He's on deck. See what happens here. First, oh boy, that thing is beautiful. Puts it in the zone for the 4th strikeout of the day. Caleb Salm with a big fan club here tonight. Sacrifice fly, you can do it here. You got only 1 out. However, there's a lot of room in the middle of the infield.
Boy,
just poke
Cerna
one
really
through.
brought the heat on that pitch. Blew it right by Sam.
That's what makes the breaking pitch so good. Goes breaking there.
And Cerna way ahead.
That's the problem, is that heater's got so much speed, and if you're behind it originally, of course you're going to be way ahead of the breaking pitch. It's now 0-2. That runner on third base, he's going to stay there a little bit longer. Swing and a miss. Back-to-back strikeouts. This is the guy you want up if you're Sheboygan. Had an RBI single in the first. See if he can poke one through the infield yet again. Ilbolink had the 4th base hit of the game for Sheboygan in a 1-0 contest. That breaking pitch is on point. Sheboygan just watching it go by. Here you see Hilbolink over at third.
Clayton Cerna is really pitching a fine ball game.
And just stayed up. Don't know how you lay off it. 5K is already through 2 2/3, looking to make it 6, which would strike out the side after that double. Goes back to the fastball. I don't know if Sheboygan's just guessing wrong, but they're watching a lot of pitches go by.
They are definitely watching a lot of pitches go by.
2-2. And nearly bit, but didn't go on the Clayton Cerna.
That was a good pitch by Cerna, trying to get him to chase. Good job by Herzog not to.
Full count pitch. Struck him out after giving up a leadoff double. Strikes out 2 swinging and 1 looking. Cerna on fire, keeping the score intact at 1-0. Pitching-wise, Cerna has worked his way back into it. He's at 53 through 3 innings, so if you do some math, that's 106 through 6. 105 is the limit, but you can finish a batter. And we're seeing mostly all day long, starting pitchers have gone as far as they can.
Let's talk a little bit about Cerna. He gave up those 3 hits, 2 of them doubles in the first inning, but over the last 2 innings, he struck out 5 batters and only allowed 1 hit. And that was that double last inning, but he's really come on strong.
And now he's the one batting. Hits it out into right. Should be a foul grounder. It is. Out on the dirt in right field, foul grounds.
Ty Voigt over to pick it up, throw it back in.
Only 1 hit for Genoa City so far. However, they have left 5 runners on base. Figure that one out.
Again, Hilbelink in left is not deep. Voigt in right is not deep at all. And Herzog shading to right field, but not deep also.
Little bouncing ball over to short. And a 6-3. Cerna's got some speed, nearly beat it out. But Ames went right to his first baseman, saw him to get the first out of the inning.
Nice to have a little taller first baseman on that throw.
I was very shocked by the speed of Cerna as well. Somehow made it competitive, nearly beat it out on what should have been a routine grounder, as that brings up Jake Herstowski. Herstowski has one of the 4 Ks on the ball game. Coming up in the top half of the 4th, we'll have our first round of Miesfeld's Trivia. We'll be doing it in the 4th and 5th inning.
I wrote it down. We're going to do one in the top of the 4th and the other in the bottom of the 5th.
Okay.
Because each question has to do with the team that's batting in that half inning.
It's now 0-2. Herstowski trying not to go down on strikes yet again. Chusseau left it up. It's about his 50th pitch thrown.
If fans have been watching all the games today and your team didn't have a question asked about it, that'll be coming up. When I did these questions, I made sure to include all of the teams involved in the tournament.
It's going down on strikes. You get the 5th strikeout of the game. Both pitchers doing beautiful so far in terms of Ks. Jackson Tika, got to assume there's some relation to the head coach. Also with the last name Tika.
I'd put $5 on that.
I'll put 10.
Somebody's paying.
Gonna miss that one.
Did you buy your Mega Millions ticket?
No, I should though.
I know. It's got to be up to over 800 million.
Are you gonna share with me if you win?
If I win, I am not sharing with you. I shouldn't say that. I might buy you a hot dog at the stand.
I get that for free anyway.
I'm talking about during the A's game.
We get those too.
Sometimes if we get a coupon.
Yeah, when CJ gives them to us. Swing.
By the way, if you want a good hot dog,
go
down. No. You go down to 8th Street.
Okay. I was just shouting out our sponsor.
Yeah, no. Sparky's hot dog stand are the best. Even TJ runs down there to get hot dogs. They really are. They're awesome.
Are they good stuff?
They had an article in the paper about that, and it's the second time they've had it over the last 4 or 5 years.
Tika goes down on strikes, looking back-to-back Ks in a 1-2-3, bottom half of the first to the bottom half of the third, I should say, to the 4th we go. top half of the fourth as we get ready for Eastfeld's trivia. But before we do it, we have an update. For the first time today, both pitchers are actually within one pitch of each other through 3 innings. Clayton Cerna, who's on the bump now, has 53, and Shuso, who just finished, has 54. I nearly got the home plate umpire.
All right, we're going to throw this trivia question out right away. I think most of the guys up here in the press box will know this answer. In what year did Sheboygan win the AAA state tournament?
Mike Casper is not the answer.
It's got to be a number, a year. Not big enough. Bill is taking this serious, CJ. Would you please allow him to give an answer? Okay, so we got 2017 was one.
Scott doesn't know.
What do you got, Scott? Well, they won't hear it on the air. Okay. Yeah, you're right in the ballpark. Pick one. Which one you want? Okay.
That's a smart decision. So Mary walks on 4 pitches to bring up Nikolai, who flew out back in the first.
You mean we got a game going on?
Never heard of it.
Good start for Sheboygan.
Big swing and a miss. See if Mary could be on the move at all. He had that big-time double back in the first. We know he's got some speed to him.
Nikolai flew out to left his first time up.
This one back out and foul grounds as he falls behind 0-2.
What makes Cerna so effective tonight is that he's getting his fastball in for strikes, and he's able to locate that curveball, especially on the inside corner. The batters just can't get around on it. Therefore, a lot of times they're taking it, and so far he's got 1, 2, 3 called strike threes on Sheboygan batters.
Almost had a 4th there, but it stayed a bit too low against Nikolai. Sheboygan watching far too many good pitches go by them. However, they hold a lead. Not much of one, but they lead by 1.
Good eye by Nikolai. Pitch just off the corner. Mary, not much of a base-stealing threat at first.
2-2. Next pitch. Didn't get there. Oh, it's dropped, but not running to second. Someone below us yelling at Ian to run, but hopefully he'll be able to advance on a walk.
Be interesting to see if Steve Goes has his runner on the move.
Hit out into right field. Good thing he didn't, as this one is going to drop foul, actually, so it wouldn't have mattered.
Good effort out there by the right fielder, Luona.
Still puzzled by that substitution in the second inning. Luoma for Gauss, who never even saw playing time, and there is a walk. Back-to-back walks. That'll get the pitch count up.
All right, let's get our business up here out of the way. In what year did Sheboygan win the AAA state tournament? It was 2018.
There we go.
They won it, and in the
CJ
bottom
got it
half
right.
of the 5th, we'll have a Genoa City question.
Would have been kind of funny.
Good guess, CJ.
Tried to bunt on a very, very high pitch. No help at all. Count is 0-1 after a bunt foul by Ty Voigt. Sheboygan is 11-13 in their State Legion tournament appearances. Once again going for the bunt. They got a chance to go to third, and they got him. Defeats the purpose.
Luna knew right away what he was doing. He got on that ball quickly and spun and threw to third and got the runner trying to advance easily.
The problem is the bunt had too much on it, and it was just straight on. It was absolutely easy for Cerna.
Yeah, you want to get her down the line.
Down the line, or at least a little bit further than that down the line, or just try and drop it dead right in front of you. As this one is hit towards left field and reaching out foul, diving to make a catch, couldn't get it. Thankfully, though, for the left fielder, Ole Hansen, it went foul.
Yeah,
It's one of
Ole
those,
laying out on that catch attempt.
it's one of those inside the Parkers if it stays fair. 1 out in the inning, runners on first and second after a failed sac bunt attempt. Sheboygan's last time making it to this tournament was in 2018. They made it in 2001, 2006, and 7, along with 2010, 2013, and 2016 as this one is hit way up, out into right. Going to be way too shallow for anyone to tag, and it's the center fielder who ends up making the catch in Jackson Tika. So Cooper Damero goes down to bring up Kyle Wiesner.
Designated hitter, number 21, Kyle Wiesner.
Wiesner with a great opportunity here if he can come through with the hit. Nikolai on at second base has decent speed.
The throw goes out to center field. They're going to make it competitive as the throw is to third. Gets past them, and they're going to hold everyone up. Runners move to second and third, though, in quite a series of events.
There's where you run into problems. A lot of the Sheboygan kids are hanging outside the dugout. You got to get them in the dugout. The only person that should be outside the dugout is the on-deck batter. And as you can see over there, there's equipment laying outside the dugout. You look over at the Genoa City side, nobody's out of the dugout.
Swing and a miss on a high pitch.
When I look over there, there is a white blocked off square that players are allowed to be in. If the ball were to go in there, it'd be out of play. So I take back what I said about
Down the left field line, 1 run comes in. They're waving around the second. The throw from left field cut off, not in time at the plate. Throw back down to first, didn't get him. It's 3-0 Sheboygan. A 2 RBI single from the designated hitter, doing exactly what he's put in the lineup to do.
Hey guys, who got the error for Genoa City to allow him to move over?
They're going to...
Okay, so E1, E8.
That's what I would go with. First pitch just misses to Gage.
So on that funky play where the runners advanced, there were 2 errors assigned. There was an error on the pitcher that allowed Nikolai to advance to third base, and then Ty Voigt advanced to second on the throwing error by the center fielder. And then, of course, both those kids scored on the RBI single by Wiesner.
Hillblink double just an inning ago, but he grounds out to end the top half of the 4th inning. We'll head to the bottom with Sheboygan expanding their lead. It is now 3-0. Time for the bottom half of inning number 4 as Sheboygan has a 3-0 lead thanks to a 2 RBI single by Kyle Wiesner, which scored both Dane Nikolai and Ty Voigt. And the pitch count is 73 for Clayton Cerna now through 4 innings. A 20-pitch 4th inning, not ideal.
So he's averaging about 18 pitches an inning. Well, the errors definitely hurt. Those 2 runs that scored. One would be earned, I believe. The other one would not.
Ole Hansen follows back the first pitch he sees at the 55th pitch from Schuso.
Wiesner coming through in the clutch.
That's what you're supposed to do as a DH. It's your only job in the game. And he did it well. Next pitch way out. The loser of this game will play at 1:45 approximately, while the winner, they don't have to play again until 7:15. Sky high back, and moving towards it is 3 different Sheboygan players. Who's going to get it is the question. One of them goes down in a heap, but the catch is made. And I believe that was the left fielder who got it.
Yeah, Hillblink got it. Herzog could have caught it. And obviously didn't hear the left fielder. Thank goodness everyone is okay.
5 straight now retired. 3 of the 5 going down on strikes to bring up Chase Goodwin.
Goodwin flew out to center field his first time up.
First pitch coming to Goodwin. Just low.
On that funky play when the pitcher went for the pickoff at second base when he threw it out into center field, I actually thought they had a pretty good chance of getting our runner heading to third.
I agree.
But the throw was so bad.
So bad.
The runner going to third was safe, and the runner that was on first was able to just trot down to second. And that's where that second error came in.
Fouls this one off to make the count 1-2. Genoa City still sitting with just 1 hit through 4 innings. That 1-2-3 bottom half of the third certainly didn't help. Schuso looking to do that once again here. He's a strike away from getting his 6th straight batter retired. And it one hit into fair territory and able to make the catch.
And that, my friend, is why you play so shallow in right field.
Ty Voigt out there, able to make the snag as it brings up Brig Kafer.
You know, when you think about through the course of a ball game, balls that are hit to the outfield, most of them are not hit deep. Most of them are hit the shorter variety. The problem is you are definitely taking a chance because if something goes over your head, it's extra bases.
That's like what we saw happen in left field earlier on where Sheboygan hit that ball. We thought it was caught, but no, it just plopped right over Ole Hansen's head. Missing up, falling behind 2-0 to Briggs Cater, who had a double back in the second inning. That double was the last hit of the ball game. The only hit, I mean to say, of the ball game is a swing and miss.
Schuso showing the good fastball there. Kafer not able to catch up with it.
Now 2-1. Make it 2-2. 1 strike away is Schuso. After this, we'll have our field set for tomorrow. No one eliminated yet as the count goes full. 2 teams will be sent home tomorrow. We know either Middleton or Fond du Lac will be packing their bags. This one out into left field. 2 for 2 now is Kafer. And it is going to be number 13, Garrett Luoma, staying in. He substituted into the game surprisingly in the second inning when their bases were loaded. He struck out looking.
The only sub remaining on the bench for Genoa City is Jacob Slabos.
Throw down to first.
Slabos listed as an outfielder. You know, if you go by that, they only got 2 pitchers
That's
on the
what I'm
team, and
saying,
one of
'cause-
them is the catcher.
And Clayton isn't even listed as a pitcher.
Yeah.
So I'm not trusting the program.
All the printer can do is put in it what they get from the teams.
It's now 1-1. As Loma looks to try and move his teammate over. Get something going, because both hits for Genoa City belong to that 8-hitter, Briggs Kafer. Gets past him, gonna go back to first. Good
Beautiful
hitters.
night for a ball game. It's remained in the 70s all day. It's and the humidity has not been that high either.
Strike on the outside.
Great
Here.
location for that pitch. Luona wouldn't do much with that if you were to swing at it.
Carrot didn't like the pitch, so he took it, but now he's evened up at 2 in the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss. Got a piece of it, caught behind the plate, and Garrett goes down on strikes not once but twice as Sheboygan holds on to their 3-0 lead. Coming up in the bottom half here of inning number 5 was Miefsfeld's Trivia once again. Obviously that question will be out Genoa City, but the real big key here is our pitchers going tit for tat, 73 and 72 pitches respectively. We haven't seen a game like this so far where the pitchers are just neck and neck with each other of how many pitches they've thrown. This will be the 74th thrown, and it is in there for a strike by Clayton Cerna.
Alex Ames doubled and scored in the first and was called out on strikes in the third. Game moving right along.
This one goes into right field and moving back on it and able to make the catch rather easily against Ames. Caleb Solm went down on strikes, both of his ABs. I'd say 3 runs is a comfortable lead right now for Sheboygan based on what Genoa City's been producing, but all it takes is one poor inning pitching-wise, and they're right back in it.
Still putting a lot of pressure on Tyler Shesau to get the job done, and it doesn't look like he'll be able to pitch the entire game based on his pitch count so far. So they'll need to have somebody effective waiting in the wings.
If they would pull him, which I don't expect them to do, if they pull him here now through 4 innings, he would only have to rest for 3 days, which means he's eligible to come back in the tournament. Oh, just missed. Didn't quite ring him up.
That's the curveball that Cerna's been throwing time and again for strikes. That one he just missed with.
Then goes back to a high and in one. A little frustrated he didn't get the call 2 pitches ago. And now 2-2. And out towards right field once again, able to make another catch. Made that one a little harder than they had to, is Garrett Loma. F9 in the scorebook for this inning. Now what you want the top of your lineup to be doing.
Center fielder, number 7, Nick Herzog.
We mentioned Herzog singled in a run in the first and was called out on strikes in the third. I'm not sure, but I think Herzog was a recipient of one of those big breaking curveballs that he took and was called out.
Since it was caught looking, I'm going to assume so. Misses on back-to-back inside curves. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning is Cerna. Strike call.
That's good pitching. You know, he couldn't get his curveball in, but he's able to rely on the fastball.
Just able to nick that one foul, and the Sheboygan Legion squad down to their final strike in this inning.
We'll have our Miesfeld's trivia in the bottom of the fifth. Look forward to that.
Swing and a miss on a high fastball. Going down in a 1-2-3 top half of the fifth. And that is the second time Herzog has struck out. Make it the 7th strikeout of the game.
Miesfeld Quality Meats. They have a premier meat counter, award-winning brats. They have fresh and smoked meats and much more. Definitely want to take a trip out to Miesfeld's and get some food out there. And it's time for our Miesfeld's trivia question. Genoa City has appeared in how many state tournaments and how many wins do they have? So it's a two-part question. How many appearances and how many wins?
I can tell you.
No fair looking at the answers. Did you give this answer earlier in the broadcast?
No, this one I didn't. I held off on this one because you showed me. Big tick right off the padding of the umpire. That's why you wear it. So this is the top of the lineup here for Genoa City, as it was for Sheboygan. Clinton Cerna, Will Coons, Clayton Cerna, the top three due up in the bottom half of the fifth. 85 right now is the updated pitch count for Clayton Cerna, so he's got 20 more. That was a nice, quick, efficient 12-pitch inning for him.
I tell you, there's a lot of money exchanging hands right below us, Jordan. Somebody up here wants to win that big 50-50 pot.
Can you blame him? It's at $200, and earlier on today we saw one for 20.
You knew the pot was going to be quite a bit bigger than the first three games simply because of the number of people in the crowd.
Fouls that one back off to make the count full.
I think we had in the 3 games it was 40-some, 50-some, and 20-some.
It was combined. It was under than what it'll be.
It'll be less than half of what this spot will be. This is going to be well over $200.
And a walk, leadoff walk. That is the third. Oh my goodness, Clinton Cerna has walked in all 3 at bats.
Not a good start for Sheboygan.
Cerna has never made it past second base. And Clayton Cerna, who's coming up next, has yet to even reach base. Well, Coons 0 for 1 and got hit by a pitch.
Sheboygan looking to hold on to that 3-run lead. Chassaw has done a pretty good job so far.
He's approaching 80 pitches. So depending how this goes, could maybe be his last. You want a nice quick inning out of him, and then you can hopefully get him to go the 6 as well. This is the first time Clinton Cerna and Will Coons have come to the plate since the bottom of the 2nd, which shows how it's going for Shuso.
Yeah, they're certainly not turning over the lineup.
Only 2 hits, and both of them belong to Briggs Kafer.
Let's keep it that way.
They have Genoa City has as many errors as they do hits. And both errors came on the same play, actually. Left that one up to make it 2-1.
Chassaw with a 1-2 count. Looking to get a pitch into the strike zone here.
Swing and a miss, evens it up at 2.
We talked about it earlier when Clint Cerna reached base. He's not taking much of a lead over there. Maybe a step and a half off the bag.
And they still are throwing down at him. 2-2 pitch, breaking pitch down the third baseline, stays fair. Do they have a play at second? Jumping up and got the foot back down in time somehow.
That was a good call. And that's where you go wrong with such a short lead, because you're not getting down to second base quick enough. It takes a long time. If he'd have had a normal lead, or a better lead, I should say, he had a good chance of beating that high throw, but not the case.
Genoa City fans not happy with that call, thinking their guy was safe and they should have 2 on with no one out.
I think we all agree we saw it as a good call by the umpire.
It was close. First pitch strike. Pitcher throwing to their other pitcher.
Damerow making that throw from third base, and a nice play by Nikolai to be able to get the bag just before the runner slid in.
Able to hold up. Count will go 1-1. Will Coons assumes the first base position. Cerna trying to move him over. And that could be 2. Back to the shortstop. 6-4. 4. Not in time. Very, very quick speed from Clayton Cerna. I remember he made that ground out back in the 3rd inning competitive. And we have back-to-back fielder's choices.
What I was worried about is Ames did the right thing. He was going to come in and take it on the high hop, but when he saw he couldn't do that, and he had to hold back for the second bounce, I'm worried, oh no, not a bad hop. But he got a true hop, made a nice play.
Good thing for Sheboygan is the 4 and 5 batters of Genoa City are combined 0 for 4 with 4 strikeouts. Certainly not the way you'd want your 4 and 5 hitters to be producing, and there is strike 1. No, he didn't go. I thought it was a strike regardless, but I guess not. 1-0.
Umpire Holshoe peeled down to Grauman, who said no swing.
Left that one down and in, able to keep Clayton in check on first. Clayton and Clinton, they seem to have a whole different philosophy. Clayton with some speed. He's getting off first base a bit more. Might be thinking to steal.
Well, down 3 runs, his run really doesn't mean that much. You're almost better off to hopefully wait out a walk, and then you get the tying run at bat.
Why don't we give that answer to trivia before it's too late?
All right, Genoa City appeared in how many state tournaments with how many wins?
My guess would be 5.
They had 5 appearances and won 8 games in those 5 trips.
So they're 8-10, under 500 in the state tournament.
I wasn't going to mention the losses.
You gotta say it how it is. 8-10, under 500. The last time they made it was in 2007. They made it in 06 and 07. But haven't reached in 15 years. Here they are tonight, down 3-0. Throw back to first when the count is 3-1. Jake Herstowski at the plate. Struck out looking in the first, swinging in the third. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Makes it full. We'll have a little bit of a running start as Clayton Cerna over at first. Full count, 2 outs. Herstowski trying not to strike out 3 times. Big time pitch coming up here. Shuso deals. And rung him up inside. Herstowski can't believe it as he goes down for the 3rd time. Fielder's choice strikeout. The leadoff walk didn't phase him as we head to the 6th. Meyer Foods, from the biggest stadiums in the state to the familiar fields down the street. Meyer is a proud sponsor of local sports teams across the Midwest. Whenever you shop Meyer, you help support your community, including local sports teams, museums, food pantries, and more. You support the biggest of the big games to the littlest of the little and hundreds of local sports teams across Wisconsin.
Our press box crew for this ball game is Bill Wagner, our field announcer, Scott Witter doing the scoreboard and between innings music. CJ Skelton, our tech gurus, not up here right now, but he's in the house. And then I'm Mike Martin along with Jordan Lorenz doing the live stream.
Mary doubled and walked as he's behind 0 and make it 1-1. 92 pitches for Tyler Chusseau now through 5 innings. No reason to pull him as it's awful close to that 105 mark. That was the 87th pitch. This will be the 88th thrown here, and it just misses for Clayton Cerna. Count is 2-1. Make it 2-2. Ian Mary, Dave Nikolai, and Ty Voigt all due up. We've seen 2 one-run games today and an 11-run game, as this one is a sky shot back towards left field, carrying off the wall. It's going to go extra bases, and holding up at second for a big-time leadoff double is Ian Mary, matching what he did back in the first.
Nobody was going to catch that one, that's for sure. He hammered that one to the gap, and those short little legs of his carried him into second base awfully quick.
The stirrups man, Dave Nikolai, coming to the plate. 0 for 1 with a walk. Mary has been surrendered at second, and every single time he's been on base. Dave Nikolai and the Sheboygan squad going to try and change that. It's a 2-0 count. Clayton might be getting a little bit tired.
He's got that curveball working yet, though.
It's a lot easier to throw the curveball when you're 90-some pitches in compared to the fastball.
Well, the big thing about it is he's got really good control with it. He threw
There
it
you
again.
go, back to back. Sheboygan 3, Genoa City 0. No one out here in the inning. 2-2 is the count, and went behind him. Throw to third, though, as it bounced right back, and thankfully able to slide in safely is Ian Mary. But there we go. We talked about it earlier on. That ball bounces off the backstop real quickly, and Mary, he just made it in time.
Nikolai now with the full count, nobody out. Hopefully he can make contact if it's a strike.
He does make contact, but in foul grounds. Here we go once again with the full count. Obviously, Mary staying put at third. He's not going anywhere. And missed inside. Runners on the corners for Ty Voigt.
Well, Sheboygan threatening to break it open. They're already up 3-0. A couple more runs would certainly be nice and give Shesau a little more breathing room for his last dozen or so pitches.
Cooper Damrow still on deck for Sheboygan as the first pitch comes, and it's hit way up towards left field. Might be deep enough to send them. See what they decide to do. Over the head it goes. Runner comes in to score, and that'll make it 4-0. Just an errant play out in left field, misjudging the ball.
Base hit.
I'd go hit. I would go hit.
It went over his head. I mean, he misjudged it right, but I'd give him a hit. He didn't touch it. It's not the hit Voigt was hoping for, but he'll take it.
It's an RBI nonetheless. Going to have a discussion, and the day might be done. And yes, indeed, they're going to take the ball from Clayton Cerna, and we'll get an eye on who's coming in to pitch. We're going to have a lot of substitutions, it seems, as the catching gear is coming off, and we'll figure out what we can. Let's see.
This is where it gets interesting.
Their catcher might actually be coming in to pitch.
Looks like Clayton Cerna is moving to the outfield. Did I see that right? I thought he trotted out to
I
center
believe he
field.
went to center. But I think what happened is they're having the gear come off of Will Coons, and I think he's going to come in to pitch. Was he listed as a pitcher? Will Coons was listed as a pitcher. Yeah, Will Coons is pitching. Yeah, that is number 8, actually. So that's that Briggs Kafer. Yep. Briggs. It's always impossible to tell who's catching.
What I didn't notice through the course of the game is the knee brace for Kafar.
Sure enough. Maybe he puts it on to pitch, you think? He went
Could
back
be,
to the
yeah.
dugout.
Went in, you're right. Could have been.
So Kafer into pitch. Did we get a final pitch count or no? It's not that important, but yeah, as long as they have it, we can get it after. So runners are on first and second here for Cooper Damrow.
Yeah, run in. 2 runners still on and nobody out. That's the big thing.
98 was the final for Cerna. Coming in 7 shy. Damrow going bunt. Fouls it back off.
Trying to play a small ball, but not able to get that pitch down.
One of the fans not a fan of him bunting up 4-0. There's still no one out yet in the inning. That's a big key. See if Damrow goes bunt again. He does not. He's going to crack this one towards second base. And that is a 4-6-3. Did he keep the foot? No, the foot came off the bag. Reaching in a fielder's choice. Going over to third is Nikolai, by the way. Runners are on the corners with 1 out.
Wiesner got that big hit last time. Jordan to drive in 2 made it went from a 1-0 game to a 3-0 game, and now Sheboygan tacks on 1 more.
That was the big turning
And,
point in this game, was that Wiesner 2 RBI shot in the 4th.
Did we figure out who's catching now for them?
No. 17, I think, was the speculation. Tika, but we're not positive.
Who's ever catching made a great stop that last.
Going to second, they are going to make the throw. Now coming home, and there's no play at all. Now actually going to round out to third. The throw is in time. They tagged him on the helmet. Got him out at third. And going to petition that the tag was up high, but doesn't matter. Sheboygan jumps up to a 5-0 lead. So it's a 1-1 count. Still to Wiesner.
Yeah, Wiesner up, nobody on. But like you said, another run and it's 5-0.
Should be plenty of comfort room. Way up. And will stay in grounds. He did catch it. He basically caught it barehanded.
Yeah, a great play by the catcher.
Wow, what a play.
We're thinking that was number 17, Jackson Tika.
We'll hopefully get an exact number for you, but we head to the bottom of the 6th with Sheboygan now up 5-0. So we had 6 pitches for Briggs Kafar in the top half of the 6th when he came in, and it'll be Shuso with with 85 continuing on. Or pardon me, with 92 continuing on, correction.
Clayton Cerna went 5 innings, gave up 7 hits, 5 runs, 4 were earned, walked 3, struck out 7.
There's a base hit up the middle. Finally, someone other than Briggs Kafar comes alive with a base hit, and that's Tika, who we think just made the tremendous catch.
No time to rest on your laurels, boys. You got to continue to get outs. It's only a 5-run lead.
There's a ball down and not able to get it off a hop. Runners now on first and second following the infield single. That's an error. Alrighty, error.
E6.
E6 gotta
Puts
go.
runners on first and second now for Genoa City. Need to get some outs.
Good strike call. As Shuso's getting ready to end his day. Down the third base line, foul it goes.
Third base coach tried to stop it a little bit.
Usually never works.
Well, what you don't want to do is hurt yourself.
That was the
That one
first
wasn't
error
hitting
against
too long.
Sheboygan.
Too hard, I mean.
Swing and a miss. Now they're going to throw back to first. As he goes down on strikes is Chase Goodwin. Goodwin frustrated in his 0 for 3 day.
Oh. Kafer now with a chance to go 3 for 3.
Drive in a run. So that's their last sub in the on-deck circle for Genoa City. So that's the Jacob Slavos. So we'll have him coming up, potentially. Just missed. That'll make it 2-0.
Jacob's going to be the third different player to appear in that 9th spot in the order.
Whoa, way up. Three balls, no strikes. Pitch count got to be right around 105. There's a strike. Make it 3-1. My assumption is this will be the last batter Shuso faces.
And we can't see in the bullpen area if anybody's warming up.
There's a walk and no signs of him coming out just yet. We'll get an official number in a second. 103, so he can go one more. Maybe two if he gets it out on a... So
He goes
Slavos.
coming out, and he's already pointed to the next kid that's going to pitch.
Alrighty.
So Shesau's day is done.
At 103. Passes the ball away. So he goes 5 1/3. And let's see who comes in for him. Ty Voigt, 12. Yeah. From Tyler to Ty. Ty Voigt, they're just going to put Chusseau out in right field, and Voigt will be the pitcher. Moving forward as 5 1/3 innings, 103 pitches. Chusseau's day is done.
Only allowed 3 hits. Bugaboo was the walks. He had 5 walks, which drove his pitch count up. He did have 9 strikeouts, though, and he's responsible for the runners on base, but so far he hasn't allowed any runs. Do we know who moved out to right field?
They just flip-flopped.
So Chessau's in right?
Yep. There's 1 out in the inning, runners on. Bases are loaded, actually, I should say. Jacob Slaus going to get his first at-bat coming up here against Ty Voigt. Voigt, a 2023 graduate, goes to St. Norbert. This is for a ball.
Still a 5-run lead for Sheboygan, but they need outs.
Only have 1 of them. Good thing with the bases loaded is you got that force on any bags. It's now 1-1.
With Chessau moving out to right field, that means Tyler's going to bat in Kyle Wiesner's spot in the 8th spot in the order.
Big swing and a miss.
Oh, no.
Hit him to load the bases.
Slaybaugh did not look good at the plate either. And that's not good. RBI for Jacob.
An RBI hit by pitch. How about it?
That takes us back to the top of the order. Clint Cerna has walked all 3 times. And if he walks here, another run comes in for Genoa City.
It's now 5-1.
You're getting some loudmouth fans right
Yeah,
below us.
it's getting a little
and,
rough.
Not pretty. Not pretty at all.
Count is 2-0. Make it 2-1 here. Top of the lineup. This is Clinton Cerna.
You don't like it when the action on the field is being overtaken by disrespectful people in the stands. 2-1 is the count. Good breaking pitch by Ty Voigt is up high.
Like the mom and family up there, they keep chirping back up and forth up here. Count now 3-1. Don't want to walk in another run as this one is hit out towards right, and that'll be caught. That's a big time catch.
Yeah, that was a nice out because it's an automatic one. You don't have to worry about catching it or
Yeah.
anything. Infield fly rule invoked there.
Will Coons has yet to get a hit. However, he's reached base in 2 of his 3 appearances. As Genoa City, they're running out of time to come back in the game. Make the count 0-1.
Ty Voigt trying to shut Genoa City down and save the ball game.
Count goes to 1-1.
Clearing out the whole row, that's how you do it. We don't need this kind of behavior. And the sad part about it is those are all Sheboygan kids. Not a good look, people. You got to learn to behave yourselves. In the stands, there's no reason for any of that.
Count is 1-1. And a big old swing and a miss, down to 1 strike.
Coons looking for his first hit of the ball game. He's 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch. Genoa City with a big hit here could get right back in it.
Can you imagine a grand slam? Left that one out to make it 2-2. Gonna go talk once again to his pitcher, try and sort things out with Ty Voigt. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, bases loaded in a 5-1 game. Genoa City coming alive. 1 run on 3 hits, though. That's the big thing. Sheboygan not really allowing a whole lot of hits. It's walks and other little things that are adding up.
Genoa City has hung in there, and boy, with this bases loaded situation here in the 6th, they definitely could get back in it.
And that one goes out towards center field. It's going to drop. 1 run comes in. They're holding up the second, though. That'll make it 5-2 off an RBI single.
Herzog doing a great job of getting in quickly on that ball and only allowing 1 run to cross the plate. Now it's up to Clayton Cerna, who started at pitcher for Genoa City.
The good old pitcher who went 98 pitches in 5 complete innings. Genoa City with their biggest inning so far.
Where was that at? Menasha. Sheboygan beats Menasha
Yes.
in NEW action.
That was the invitational
And-
game and a league game,
yeah.
all in one.
A double, counted double.
Count goes to 2-0. It was an all-in-one game, thanks to Mother Nature. 2-0 to Voigt as he has struggled since coming into this game.
Yeah.
Wanted to see him keep his pitch count under 30. Big swing and a miss.
Got some help there.
If you get
I
it under
maintain
30,
the key guy in the inning was the pinch hitter in the 9th spot, Jacob Slaybosh. And he had 2 strikes on him. He didn't look good when he swung the bat, and he wound up hitting him and forcing in a run.
that's when the chaos broke out in front of us.
That incident was going on way before that.
Good strike, evens it up.
I don't want to say too much more about it, just that you don't like to see the Sheboygan fans misbehave like those kids were. That's unacceptable.
Big time pitch coming from Ty Voigt.
Yeah.
Just missed. Bases loaded. 2 outs. Full count. They'll be running. Boy, 1 base hit could score 2, if not even 3, depending on where it is.
Seems like since Ty's been in the ball game, his go-to pitch has been his curveball. Let's see what he does here.
Here we go. Big pitch. Hit back. Up towards the shortstop position and caught to end it. No infield fly with 2 outs. Sheboygan survives as they head to the 7th with a 3-run lead, but they might need a little bit. Genoa City keeps fighting back.
Got Tyler Shessow's final line in tonight's ball game. He went 5 1/3, gave up 3 hits, 2 runs. They were both unearned. Walked 5 and struck out 9. Nice performance by Tyler.
20
Sheboygan has to
pitches.
survive the 7th inning.
20 pitches from Ty Voigt in that 1 2/3, or that 2/3, I should say, that he had to go in the 6th. It's 9-1-2. Hibblink, Ames, and Psalm coming up for Sheboygan.
Kiefer on the mound. He finished off the 6th inning and now is out here, of course, pitching the 7th.
Yeah, that's my 50-50 ticket. Fold that one back off. Make it 1-2. All comes down to this 7-inning ball game. Losing team doesn't have a whole lot of time to think about it as they play again at 1:45, and that one is caught. A line out.
Yeah, Hillbelink hit it hard, but in the wrong spot. Good one on the nice catch.
Ames 1 for 3. He did score, so he's one of those 5 runs for Sheboygan.
Well, one thing we can say about Genoa City, Jordan, is they now have more hits than errors.
About time, right? They were sitting at 2-2 for a while. Then that 6th inning opened things up for them. Is it too little too late is the question. Count is 0-2 to Ames, who struck out in the 3rd. Doesn't go down just yet. Briggs Kafer came into the inning with just 6 pitches thrown. He should be well under the 30 mark if they need him again tomorrow. Got him.
Another Sheboygan batter being called out on strikes.
It's the 3rd time that's happened.
4 times in the ball game. So I'm looking to get in on the hit parade.
This down outside, Psalm is 0 for 3 with 2 of the Ks, both swinging at least. Outside pitch called, evens it up at 1-1. Psalm will shake it off and see if he can prevent a 1-2-3 top half of the 7th. Big swing and a miss.
Yeah, I was way behind on that pitch.
Kafer's pitch. Swing and a miss. He tipped it into the zone. A 1-2-3 top half of the 7th, and it comes down to this for Genoa City. 3 to make it go to extras, 4 to walk it off. Genoa City with their last chance to do something. It is their 4, 5, and 6 hitters coming up to the plate. 8 at-bats in that last inning. 2 runs to show for it. Here we go.
Ty Voigt still pitching for Sheboygan. He's going to try to finish it out.
Ty Voigt comes in with 20 pitches. Even if he gets out in 25 or less, which is a stretch, but if he would have to throw 25 pitches, he would need just 1 day of rest, as this one is hit out into right field, and it is going to be caught at the very last second, able to get over there in time.
That was our starting pitcher.
I was just going to say, that's Chasseau. Chasseau. Herstowski's not striking out for the first time. First out of the inning. Genoa City down to their final 2. Strike called.
It's always nice when your pitcher can throw strikes.
Tico went down on strikes in the first and third before he singled in his last AB, which was in that 6th inning. Later scored, so he's one of the 2 guys to touch home for Genoa. 1-1 count as Voigt drops it down in the dirt.
Sheboygan's up 5-2. They got 1 run in the first, 2 in the 4th, and 2 in the 6th.
It's again going to go out towards right field, but a lot shallower this time, and caught down to the final out.
You know who might have had the winning ticket? The kids that got sent out of the ballpark.
Hansen takes a crack at that swing.
Hansen is 0 for 2 in the ball game. Genoa City only with 4 hits. They haven't hit Sheboygan very hard today. Sheboygan with only 7, but
it's been enough.
Been enough is right.
Just missed there, makes it 1-1.
I think the key for me, looking at the score sheet, the key hit for me was in the 4th inning when Kyle Wiesner got that 2-out, 2 RBI single and pushed a 1-run lead all the way up to 3.
Willie Hansen ahead 2-1 in the count. Chase Goodwin could potentially be on next, however, he's 0 for 3. Swing and a miss, down to the final strike as it's 2-2. Ty Voigt struggled with 20 pitches in the 6th. He only had to get through 2/3. It took him 20 pitches. Here we go. Breaking pitch, ducking as it stayed
don't
up.
Hit the guy. You got 2 strikes on him.
It's now full. Ty Voigt to Ole Hansen. Full count, 2 outs to seal it here. Left it up. The drama continues as that brings up Goodwin, who is looking for his first hit.
Isn't that the truth? Goodwin has hit the ball a couple of times. Flew out to center and hit the ball real nice out to right, but because Voigt was playing so shallow at the time, it was an easy catch, but it was hit awfully hard.
If I'm Sheboygan, I want to get it out here. You don't want Briggs Kafer getting up. He had the first 2 hits for Genoa City. That's when they only had 2 hits through 5 innings. Good strike one, attack the zone, Ty Voigt.
Got to give Genoa City a lot of credit, boy. They've hung in there.
In foul ground it goes, and just out of play to make it 0-2.
And make a game of it. They're pretty much dead in the water through 5 complete, and then they got that 2 runs in the 6th. You know, we're able to load the bases, and still battling here in the last inning, the 7th.
That 6th inning is the only thing to keep it competitive. Otherwise, even when it was just 1-0, it was all Sheboygan.
Yeah, and they were one hit away from drawing to maybe within
swing
1.
And a miss. Ty Voigt gets Chase Goodwin to finish 0 for 4 on the night as Sheboygan defeats Genoa City 5-2 That puts Sheboygan in the 7:15 game tomorrow night. Sheboygan and Eau Claire playing at 7:15. We're going to give you the final rundown of games coming up here once we get the final lines from Marty.
All right, let's go through the final line score. Genoa City had 2 runs, 4 hits, and 3 errors. Sheboygan had 5 runs, 7 hits, and 1 error. The losing pitcher for Genoa City was their starter, Clayton Cerna. The winning pitcher was Tyler Shesau, Sheboygan's starter, and then Ty Voigt came in to earn the save.
So let's go over tomorrow what we have. 4 games coming your way right away, bright and early, 11 a.m. Middleton will be playing Fond du Lac. Middleton lost by 1 run. However, Fond du Lac also lost by 1 run. Should be a good one at 11 a.m. At 1:45, Marshfield, who lost by 11, takes on this Genoa City squad. At 4:30, should be a great contest between Manitowoc and De Pere. Both of those teams won by just 1 game. Both teams came in and now have 23 Legion wins on the season. And our 7:15 game is Eau Claire and Sheboygan. You don't want to miss them. Tomorrow, 4 more games coming your way. For Mike Morton, I'm Jordan Lorenz saying good night, everybody.